Hey guys, so I'm going to be showing another Elana Havencraft highlight, and this one's primarily to show off Zoe, Queen of Hope, and how powerful she can be when she stays on the board. But before we get into it, I'm going to show you the deck. Like I always do, show the deck list, talk through it a little bit, and yeah. So if you guys like the videos and want to see more, feel free to subscribe. I'm trying to do this content near enough daily. But let's get into the video, the deck list here. We have your Elana. Obviously, you run 3 of the Elana, it's unquestionable, you have to. Sticks basically revolves around her, so basically it's your 4 mana, 3/4 ward. Um, when you evolve her, she puts in the Elana's prayer into play, which is an amulet that whenever your leader's defense is restored, it gives +1/+1 to all allied followers. So this deck runs a repair mode package to give you heals. It's got several healing aspects in the deck, but the repair mode package is your main one. So you run the Machina stuff. You've got your Robo Goblin that when he dies, he gives you a repair mode. And just to show people, the repair mode is a 1 mana spell that is cast and restores 1 defense to any ally. You get to select it, and if it's a Machina follower, it restores 3 defense instead. So you primarily target this onto your leader, so that it buffs your entire board. So you get the Robo Goblin that gives you it. You've got your Robo Wing that gives you one as well when it comes into play. This card also gains Bane if you play a Machina card after it, which is really useful. And Repair Mode is a Machina spell, so that does apply. So if you play Robo Wing and then you play the Repair Mode, this does gain Bane. So you also run your Iron Knuckle None to add repair mode chance. A 3 mana 2/3 ward gives you a repair mode, and your big one is Father Refinement, 7 mana 5/5 ward. When you put a when you play it, you put a repair mode into your hand, and it changes the cost of all repair modes in your hand to 0. And this card can only take 3 damage at a time, which is really good. So if you buff it up a couple times with Elana, so you get it to 7 or 8, it's like a 7/8, a 7/7, or an 8/8. They're going to have to use minimum of 3 cards to deal with it, which is really useful. So other stuff you've got more in the heal package. You've got your Tender Rabbit Healer, which is a 1 mana 1/1, restore 1 defense to all allies, and you've got your Golden Bell, which works as both a draw engine and a heal trigger. So it's an amulet that when you play it for 1, it restores 1 defense to your leader, and then count down 3. So after 3 turns, it dies and it draws you 2 cards. So you get that. You've also got your Hoverboard Mercenary as a bit of draw for the Machina side of the deck, which also applies to Lemonia, which is running a 2 of because it evolves itself on a 6 when you play it for 6, and when you evolve it, it puts in a Salvation X Lemonia. It gives your leader the effect that whenever a Machina follower dies, you get Salvation X Lemonia into your hand, and that's a 0 cost spell that subtracts 1 from the cost of any Havencraft or Machina follower. And if you've played 5, it adds a Heavenly Aegis to your hand. Heavenly Aegis is a 9 mana 8/8 that just effectively can't die. So it's a 9 mana 8/8 that can't be affected by spells, except ones that change its attack and defense. So there are ways to make it like a 1/1, so it's not as dangerous, but it's still always going to be on the board. It also reduces any damage that is given to the follower to 0. So you've got that as part of the Machina package as well. You've got a Unicorn Knight, 2 of these, because I'm not really sure. I kind of like them, but I kind of want to mix it up and try maybe an Angel Smite or something. But it's a 2 mana 1/3 that when you play it, you put either a 6 mana 5/5 Unicorn in your hand, which when you play it restores 3 defense, or a 3 mana spell that deals 4 damage to a targeted enemy follower and restores 1 defense to your leader. Outside of that, you have the Kel, who's just super strong. It's a 4 mana 4/3. Whenever your leader's defense is restored, deal 1 damage to all enemy followers, and if you evolve him, he heals your leader for 2, and then deals 2 damage to all enemy followers whenever your leader's defense is restored. So when you evolve him, the heal 2 to your leader does trigger the bottom effect to deal 2 to the board, and it will also trigger the Elana's Prayer to buff him up by 1/1 to make him a 7/6. What else you have? You've got Delafeel here, which is just a 6 mana 4/5 ward, which is really useful when you play it because it gives your leader the effect to restore 1 defense to all allies at the end of the turn. The effect isn't stackable, so run into it's fine, you don't need to run free. And it also triggers your Elana's Prayer, and it heals up your stuff and buffs them as well. So then you've got your Olivia, which is recover X play points. X is the number of allied followers evolved during the match, so if you go first, it's a minimum of 2. If you go second, it's a minimum of 3 that you can get back. You can get more if you evolve your Lemonias and stuff as well. And whenever you play another follower for the first time on each of your turns, you give it the ability to evolve for 0 points. So again, that stacks as well. So if you're going second and you've evolved 3 times, then you evolve a Lemonia, that's 4. Then you play the Olivia on 10 for like when you have 10 mana. You'll gain 4 mana again, so you'll be back up to 6 with the Olivia on board. And the next thing you play, say it's a Delafeel, you can then evolve that as well. So that when you next play your Olivia, you've technically evolved 5 cards, so you gain 5 mana back instead of 4. And finally, the main card I'm trying to show off in this video is Zoe, Queen of Hope. Running 3 of this, it's a 3 mana 3/3. When an effect's restored defense to an ally card, you draw a card. So it doesn't trigger on multiple occasions. Like if you restore health to 3 things at once, you only draw 1 card. But it triggers multiple times in the 1 turn. So yeah, that's it. We'll get into the replay now. But it's a super fun deck. This game here against a Swordcraft deck. So here we go. We'll get right into it. So one thing I want to say about the deck is I'm having a lot of fun with the deck. The deck is really strong right now. I'm really enjoying it. But a lot of people do know that it's like the top meta deck, so it's kind of what people are aiming to counter right now. So be a bit careful if you're playing it. So here we get the Golden Bell, the Knuckle Nun, and the Zoe Queen of Hope. So I had to think about what I wanted to do, and I send away Zoe because I'd rather try and find an Elana or a 2-drop, and I get the Elana, which is really nice. So turn 1, we're just going to fly out the Golden Bell because we want extra draw power, because in 3 turns we're going to draw. So when it hits our turn 4, we draw an extra 2 cards. You gotta say hello, you know, you've got to be nice to the opponent. So turn 2 again, we have no play here, so it's fine, we just leave it. They play out a Robo Goblin, so it comes to our turn 3. Turn 3, we've got an Iron Knuckle Nun, that gets us a free trade into this Robo Goblin, that's completely fine. They will need to do more to deal with the Nun than we have to do to them, so then they play out this card and draw a card. And we get our draws off of the Golden Bell, and then we play out a Lemonia because on turn 4 going first you don't play your Elana out because you can't evolve her yet. And you want to evolve the Elana the turn you play it so that it can't be dealt with right away. So we play the Lemonia as it gives us a 4/3 body on the board that they are going to have to deal with, and gives us a free evolve next time. So as you see, they're using an evolve onto the Lemonia to make sure it's clear. So next turn when we play the Elana, we can evolve it right now. So we play at the Elana, we evolve it, and I believe it's the Golden Bell that we play with it. So as you evolve Elana, you get the 5/6, so you can trade it into something. It also gives out the prayer. Prayer is super useful, so you trade it here. We play at the Golden Bell, heals 1 to the leader, and buffs the Elana up to 6/5. So we've not established too much of a board, but it's like a big board. It's like a big body to deal with on turn 5, but they have perfect answer. This card I've never used, I've not played Swordcraft, but it seems really good, the Auto Blade Controller. So when you evolve it, it just outright kills something if you have another allied Machina. So yeah, as you see, they play that out. And then they filled the board again with these little 1/1s. So I played Delafeel, give it the effect to my leader so that it can heal 1 every turn. Heals everything, so you trade this in, heal that up, and then it gets buffed, so it goes up to a 7/3. So it healed it to a 6/2, and then the buff triggers to make it a 7/3. So again, they have another Auto Blade, so they have another answer. So it's just outright destroys, which is really sad because that's the second big body we've put out that they've had the perfect answer to. But it's fine, it happens. So turn 7, we've got an option to do. We have to think about it. We decided to go Father Refinement because he's really sticky. And if we play out these 2 repair modes like we do, we go up to 7/7, which means a minimum of 3 cards have to be used to remove him. So he's up to an 8/8 because of the heal at the end. That doesn't change the fact that still 3 cards have to be used. So he trades in here with 1, and then he buffs all these up, giving them all +2. And I don't think the person knew about the effect that he only takes 3 damage, because that trade is just very inefficient if they did, because they could have spent 8 to face and just kept sending the 3s in. So always make sure you read the card abilities and what they do when they're played against you. Like for example, this card I had to read because I've never really seen it before. But here, as you see, this when we get the Zoe, we get the Iron Knuckle Nun out, and we get a Golden Bell. So we get the 1 heal, buff everything up. We draw the kill, so that's 1 card draw so far. And then we play the repair mode, and we get another heal, another buff, another draw, and then at the end of the time we get another heal, buff, and draw. So Zoe has drawn us 3 cards the turn that we played her, which is just super good. So she's it was a 3 mana 3/3 that drew us 3 cards and has paid for herself already effectively. So as you can see, they trade, and the Zoe stays up here, which is really nice. So we evolve the Lamonia to trade in here. So first we play the Robo Wing, get the repair mode in hand, got the 1 mana, spend it to heal. Again, that draws us another card with Zoe, which is his 4th draw, I believe. Then the Lamonia gets the free trade. Zoe deals damage to the face. We use the Salvation just to reduce the cost of Elana. And then another heal, another buff, and another draw. So that's 5 cards in total Zoe draws in this game. And at this point, I'm sure the opponent realizes they have to deal with her. They can't just leave this card up. It's already drew me 5 cards, which is beyond what it should have been able to do. You have to deal with that right away, I believe. When you come up against a Zoe, it has to be dealt with. So he trades his 9/8 in, and his leader does have the effect from Lethem. So he's like, whenever an allied follower attacks and there's no allied knights in play, summon a knight. Whenever an allied follower that originally costs 1 play point comes out of play, give it Storm. So he gets a lot of trading here, and it's getting quite a bit of value off the 1/1s. So we burn a card because we drew too many, but here we play the Olivia, which lets us play the Kel and evolve them for free with 1 mana left over, which is really nice because I believe that's the 5th card we've evolved this game. 4th card, sorry. That would be the 4th card we've evolved, so that gives us a clear board and it buffs us up again. So now we're up at 7/7 and 8/7 on board. And again, the opponent's doing everything he can to clear. He's using the Lethem effect properly. He's getting a lot of buffs. He's getting a lot of like rushed knights out here. So he's trading them all into this Olivia, and he plays another Cyber Cannoneer out, which is super irritating because he's got just so much value, so many answers. But it doesn't give him enough to clear my board, especially because he spent all his mana on this. So he repair modes himself up to heal. We've still got an 8/7 Kel up. We draw 2 more cards. We overdraw again. It's fine. We play the Robo Wing out so that we can get an extra repair mode. And we play out the hoverboard to see what we draw. It also just floods our board a bit more. Father Refinement would have been nice, and at this point they concede. So that's just a demonstration of how good Zoe can be if you can get her to stick around, and why you should always clear Zoe off the board. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and again, if you like the video and want to see more content, please subscribe. Feel free to comment any improvements to the deck, any changes you would make, or any decks you'd like me to try out. And that's all for now, so thanks for watching, guys, and